We're going to settle in. So go ahead and find a comfortable seated position near the front of your mat. And join me in either crisscross applesauce, or you can see it on your shins, whatever feels good and right for you. I'm going to spray a little bit of aromatherapy just to ground our senses as we begin today's class. Here in person, we're an all-female group today. I feel like that bodes well for today's flow. We're going to focus on finding a bit of a recharge in the body, moving energy up and out. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take your hands, palms facing down on your knees. Move them up and down your thighs. Just start to get in touch with your own body. Taking a couple of deep inhales in. And then exhale out through the mouth. You can stretch through the neck a little bit if that feels good at this moment. Moving one ear to the same side shoulder to stretch the outer side of the opposite neck. And you can switch to the other side at will. Maybe a few rolls. Just do what feels good. Listen to your body. It'll tell you what it needs, what it's asking for. And as spots of tension show themselves, feel free to find a stretch that honors them. Continuing some deep, exaggerated breaths. The whole goal of this moment of class is to come into presence with your body, with yourself, and move out of brooding, move out of reflection, and just fully move into the present moment, whatever you are right now. Tired, distracted, stressed. All right. Settle into stillness now. Lifting through the crown of your head, find that nice, beautiful, upright posture. Head stacked over shoulders, shoulder over hips. Slowing down your breath, coming in through the nose and out through the nose. Slow and intentional movement. As you breathe in, it's almost as if you're trying to expand your belly, your rib cage in all directions, including into your low back. Bringing in as much air as you possibly can. Holding at the top for a couple of seconds before letting that exhale leak back out through the nose. A little constriction kept in the back of the throat. You're moving this air into the body and out of the body with intention, with purpose. Where is your energy right now? What's happening between the body, the mind, and the heart? And where would you like this energy to be by the end of class? Are you looking to amplify something, subdue something, hold something still and tight? Hold that intention in your mind's eye as we continue our flow together today. On your next inhale, I invite you to take your hands out towards your sides, palms facing up, open the chest, and then lift up over the head, and exhale, hands down to the sides. We're going to roll up over the knees, coming into an all-fours position. You can move your block aside if it's in your way. At first, stacking the wrists beneath the shoulders, the knees beneath the hips, finding a little bit of a rolling movement, whatever feels like it's calling to you today. Feel into the hips, the neck, the back. And then find stillness, lifting your heart towards the front of your mat, finding strength in the arms, spreading the fingertips wide, deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, tuck your tailbone, lift your back towards the sky, release the head and neck. And as you inhale, scoop the belly down, the heart and tailbone rise as one. Exhale one vertebrae at a time, moving into cat, arching that back. And then inhale, drop the belly. Stretch out the abdominals. Press the shoulders away from the ears. Go ahead and move through that sequence 1 or 2 more times to the beat of your own breath. And on your last exhale, go ahead and meet in neutral. All right, over here, we're gonna go ahead and press our right foot back behind us, keeping the hips squared down into the mat. And then we're gonna shift that out to the side ever so slightly. Little rock back and forth. Breathing into the body, into the pelvic floor. Should feel a stretch on your inner thigh. Try to come a little deeper into it if that feels good. And then find stillness, sweeping that foot back behind you, squaring the hip down. You're going to lift that foot up towards the sky, keeping again that hip squared down to the mat. And we're just going to pulse gently up towards the sky, stabilizing the opposite hip. So your core is strong. The movement is coming from your glutes. Energy into the body. One more. Find that stillness. Extend that foot out. And then go ahead and put it back down as you place your tailbone onto your heels. Reach your fingertips out in front of you. And then slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, come back up into all fours. We're going to repeat on the other side, keeping the shoulders pressed down away from the ears. Heart moves out, fingertips wide. We're going to sweep the left foot back behind us. Keep the hips squared down nice and strong. And then we're going to take that out to the side and then just find some little rocks back and forth. Send your breath into your inner thigh. If you can place your foot fully down onto the earth, your toe squared towards the front of the room, please do so. If not, that's okay. Again, the stretch is just meant to be felt gently on the inner thigh. Continue to breathe. One more little rock. Find stillness. Sweeping that foot back behind you. Again, square hips. And then go ahead and bend at that knee with your foot facing up towards the earth. Make sure the hip is squared, and we're going to slowly pulse, finding stability on the opposite leg. The power coming from your glutes. We're turning on the lower abdominals here. A little bit of strength with our stretch today. Last one. Stretch that foot out. Sweep it back beneath you. And go ahead and rock your tailbone onto your heels as you reach your fingertips forward. Slowly, walk the hands in towards the knees. Sit up tight with the torso, and we're going to bring the booty up off the heels. And then we're going to go ahead and take the hands down as we walk them forward, releasing the heart closer to the mat. So your tailbone stays aligned over the knees. Release the tops of the feet. Puppy pose as we continue to allow the heart to melt down towards the mat. Forehead grounded down. The only reason I am not doing this is because I have the microphone in my way. Breathe into your back. Release your core muscles. And then slowly, keeping your forearms attached to the earth, begin to shift your hips forward, releasing them down towards the earth. Your shoulder aligned right beneath the elbow. Release your legs one at a time. Rock the hips. Your glutes are not alive right now. They are completely relaxed. You should feel this stretch not in your low back, but right above your low back. Reaching through the crown of the head. This is Sphinx pose. Regal, energetic. And then go ahead and release. Hands beneath the shoulders. Press your weight back. Flip your toes into the mat and send your tailbone up into your first downward facing dog of class. Strong hands, fingertips splayed wide. Reaching your tailbone up towards the sky and then allowing your heels to relax towards the ground. It's not about forcing flat feet. It's about allowing gravity to do its work. Breathe. Slowly walk your hands back towards your toes at the back of your mat and release into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Your heart reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep, leading with the heart all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Come up onto your right foot, taking the left out in front of you, splaying the toes. And then go ahead and set it down. Bending into that placed knee, your heart towards your big toe, big stretch through the back of that leg. Inhale, we lift the heart. We're going to take that foot in to the toe like you're doing a kickstand, lift it up, and then place it on the outside edge of the opposite foot. We're going to get a stretch on the IT band here. So leaning the heart forward, you should feel that stretch migrate to the side of that kickstand leg. Deep breaths in. Send your breath to the tension. Inhale, slowly lift the heart. Finding strength in your abdominals. We're going to swing that leg up and then set it down. Inhale, the hands lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Heart reaches out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, forward, go ahead and circle sweep all the way up. And then go ahead and take the hands down to the heart. The weight now comes into the left leg. We're gonna lift that foot all the way up, splay the toes a lot, and then we're gonna go ahead and set that heel down, bending that kickstand leg, heart aimed at that big toe. So big stretch through the back of the leg, keeping nice and flat through the back. Tilting your pelvis behind you. Inhale, we slowly lift the heart. And shifting that foot back onto the toe, we lift once more. And then go ahead and place it on the outside edge. Once again, taking a nice bend through the hips. So the heart aims down towards the ground. You should feel this on the outside of your left leg. Keeping your hips square. Breathe into the tension. Inhale, slowly lift the heart. Coming back onto that tiptoe, go ahead and swing that leg out in front of you. Splay the toes. Exhale, go ahead and set it down. Inhale, the hands rise. Exhale, bring them down to your sides in mountain. Heel toe the feet together to touch. Inhale, lift the hands up over the head. Bring the belly button into the spine. And as you exhale, go ahead and sink back down onto those heels in chair pose. Squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the thighs. Tuck your tailbone underneath of you. Adjust your heart up. Sink down another millimeter or two. Into the tension. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, mountain pose. Palms are open towards me. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, sit down into chair. Heart lifts up. Weight in the back heels. We're going to move into a twist. So taking the left elbow, we're going to go ahead and hook it on the outside of the opposite knee. Holding here, keeping the heart lifted. If you'd like to open up your hands, you can do so, or you can stay in prayer. And then go ahead and close the hands back down and slowly lift back up to center. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, mountain pose. Feel changes in the body, the way the energy shifts. We're going to repeat on the other side, the last bit of the sequence. Inhale, we lift the hands, bringing the palms together. Pull the belly button to the spine. Exhale, sink down. Lift the heart. And we're going to go ahead and move into a twist on the other side. So the right elbow hooks to the outside of the left knee. You can open the hands if that's available to you. using that leverage to move into that beautiful twist. And then go ahead and close the hands back to prayer and lifts back to center. Don't release the legs quite yet. Inhale, now we lift. Exhale, hands to mouth. Find your breath. Go ahead and face the side of the room now. So go ahead and take a little shift. And we're gonna find wide feet. So you're gonna take your feet out wide, both toes positioned towards the side of the room. Taking your hands up above your head. I'm gonna have you move energy up through your fingertips, grow nice and tall. And as you exhale, slowly begin to hinge at your hips, reaching the fingertips forward, slowly bringing your heart parallel to the ground, like a nice tabletop position, squeezing the triceps into your ears. And then slowly move all the way down, taking your hands right beneath your pelvic floor, fingertips faced forward towards the front of the room, elbows bending down, giving you a little bit more leverage. Breathe into the back of the legs. Little adjustments, like we're trying to fold the body in half almost. Slowly walk your hands back out in front of you. And we're going to move back into that tabletop using our core and back muscles a little bit at a time. Reach the fingertips up and begin to slowly move all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Hold here. And then step in to center and come to face me. For this next section, the block is an option for you. I'm going to show you the variation with the block, or you don't need to use it. But it does offer a little bit of support for those of you who maybe struggle with balance. We're going to take our feet about the width of the mat. The block can come below you if you need it. If you need a little bit of height, more height, or the most height. Okay? So I'm going to show you with a little bit. We're going to lift the hands up overhead, again positioning our posture. Hands come down to prayer, and we're slowly going to sink down. The block will position right underneath the tailbone so that you can keep your heart upright this entire time, okay? Toes are slightly out, heels are slightly in. If you're doing this without a block, if that's available, it'll look the same, except you're going to sink down without that support. You can add it before or after. But the goal here is to open up through the hips. I want you to release your pelvic floor. Your feet should be flat. Even if you're supported by that block. You can invite a little bit of shifting from side to side if that feels good, but your main goal is to keep your back as upright as you can. To release your pelvic floor with your breath, to open your hips. This is working on so many different things at once: ankles, inner thighs, pelvic floor, posture muscles. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, you can go ahead and take your hands forward. If you need to release the block, please do. Take your hips up towards the sky, heel toe the feet together, and then inhale all the way up. One more time, we reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, waterfall down. And then go ahead and release the legs and come to lay on your back. Pull your knees into your chest for a moment. Give a little rock back and forth. Continuing to breathe. And then go ahead and pull your knees out to either side, grabbing the inside arch of the feet at the same side, kicking your feet up towards the sky for happy baby. Slacken the knees. Maybe you give a little bit of a rock back and forth. Take as deep of a breath as you can into your low belly, into your pelvic floor, and exhale. Release. Go ahead and release one knee at a time, allowing your feet to come down to the mat. And you can take one of two variations, full Shavasana, or you can allow the knees to splay open, the soles of the feet to come together, as you just allow those knees to relax, open, and continue to open up your inner thighs. No right or wrong, just whatever feels like it's calling to you today. Take the deepest breath you possibly can into your low belly, into your back, into your rib cage, 360, holding at the top and then allowing it to release. Spend these final moments coming back into that energy you were hoping to receive, to amplify, to resolve, to rid yourself of. Breathe and be. One last deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Release. As you begin to wake up the body, a little wiggle in your fingers, your toes, a big stretch, a big breath. And as you feel ready and led, you can take your knees back up towards the sky, the feet flat. As you make your way safely onto one side and use that top hand to gently press your torso back up. Thank you all for joining me today. It's always my honor to serve as your instructor. And I look forward to whatever we get to do on Wednesday. So if there's any requests, feel free to drop them to me. I appreciate you all. Sending you back into this beautiful day. One final namaste.